Welcome to my live chat this afternoon. Good afternoon. It is just 11 past 2 in the United Kingdom, which is 14:11 p.m. in the UK. My name is Tokunbo Olagbaye. For the purpose of those who are seeing me for the first time live on YouTube and those who are hearing my voice for the first time on Facebook, you are welcome on my platform, Leah Tokunbo Olagbaye TV page, both on the YouTube and on Facebook. I want to talk about the spouse in an abusive relationship. A lot of people do not understand what people are going through when it comes to spouse emotional abuse. I'm glad the owner of the case is possibly online and listening to me. Out of no time, I find it necessary to find myself 5-10 minutes to quickly go over this issue that people are facing in the diaspora, especially those that I am aware of in the UK as a legal practitioner practicing immigration and nationality law in the UK. Don't forget, like I told you, I am not just somebody who opened a kiosk for immigration advice. I am a solicitor and I'm also an immigration advisor at the senior level. So I did not open a kiosk for the purpose of talking about immigration and getting money from people. I set up a practice for the purpose of enlightening people, advising, representing them in the court of law whenever it is necessary. Domestic violence is not for women alone to use. Domestic violence is not meant for women alone. A lot of men are suffering silently because of the stigma attached to what the people will say out there, especially they take on them if they were to complain and talk about what they are going through. You know, So thank you. What people need to understand first of all is that if you come to United Kingdom on a spouse visa and you are a man, and you are a man, and you are going through emotional abuse in the hands of your woman, you need to speak out before it runs out, or before your leave to remain runs out. If you don't speak out, you are going to be the defendant in the end, and you are going to be out of status the moment she managed to go ahead to report you before you reporting her. Now, people think that if they go out there to report to the police or to the authority, they're going to laugh at them. Gone are the days. Gone are the days. This is not a matter of you not reporting the matter and keeping it to yourself. The Home Office guidance on setting up a guideline for those who are going through DDV, domestic violence, there is a discretion for them, for them to be able to make a claim and change their status round. Like I said, I've explained myself previously, and I'm going to reiterate again. Out of no time, I'm going to quickly explain to you that if you are in a kind of relationship, if you're in a type of relationship and you are going through domestic violence or emotional abuse, you need to speak out. You need to report the matter to the authority, the police first, and then the men charity organization that can easily take care of the problem and assist you are also there. The setting up of the guidance from the Home Office, it's not basically for women alone. The consideration is for both parties, for both male and female, both sex. So I would not want you to say that the setting up of the domestic violence guidance is mainly focusing on women. Not at all. It is not for women alone. It is for both parties. It's for both parties. So at such, I want to encourage you. I want to really encourage you that if your marriage is not going well and you are being treated, like a dog, like an important human being, and possibly you've been asked to leave the house, get out of the house for me, I don't want to see you in the house again, I think you should speak out. I had a scenario today. I had another scenario a day or 2 days ago. I've got loads of men scenario, but I'm going to talk about the last two men scenario that I had. And they were brought into the United Kingdom. Particularly to my young guy that spoke with me today, I feel for him. He was in Nigeria doing very well in his business, and he met a lady, and this is a lesson for every one of you to learn as well. He met a lady that came from United Kingdom in Nigeria, and they were going out. Relationship was the going out was good at that time. Then they end up in a marriage situation, and she got spouse visa for him and brought him into the United Kingdom. The problem I noticed from that relationship is that they did not understand each other and know each other's secret or hidden fault before they went into that relationship, which is a lesson for others to learn from with this video. So the scenario is that he came to United Kingdom to join her. He has not married before. She has married before. She has 26-year-old. She has another, young children that's still underage. He's still in his two and a half years period. But my understanding is that they are very good in enjoying each other's, companion. So, they were enjoying each other. They were enjoying each other very well, not knowing that the female has a weaker point that she did not disclose to the male one. She has a weaker point that she did not disclose to the male one. What is the weaker side of her is that she has a high urge for sex. She has a high urge for sex, which means that she wants to have sex twice, 3 times a day, every day. She wants to have sex 3 times, 2-3 times every day without stopping. She wants sex. And she also wants the guy to be under her. She doesn't want the guy to go out to have freedom. And if the guy does work, she does not want the guy to do any elaborate work that will expose the guy into a kind of high status that he will be able to realize his destiny, realize his career. So basically, the going that was going good at that time wasn't going very good anymore. So things turned around. Unfortunately, the guy realized that this is not what I really want for myself, having sex 3 times a day, non-stop, every time sex. So she basically, in a nutshell, turns him to a sex machine. So if you think you are a man, you know how to sex, you get to a stage that you meet a lady that is high in sex, have a high urge for sex, you are dead, because you will not be able to handle that situation, because it does brings problem when that person really want that sex badly and you don't give it. The same thing when men want sex badly and they can't get it, they go out and become so idiots and useless out there. So it's the same thing when a lady wants sex and she wants it badly. She doesn't want any other thing. That sex is what she's urging for. The point here is that the guy did not know that the lady is using him as a toy boy. Tomboy, toy boy, not Tom. It's a toy boy, my toy boy, So because it's a lesson for others to learn that when you go out for a thick madam, you are going to carry handbag, you're going to be washing pants, you are going to be hanging their bras, you are going to be stretching their clothes on outside in the sun when you go for a big woman, a senior girl, and you're a young guy just coming up your destiny, just coming up your life. It won't work. She has had children 3 before. You haven't had a child before, so it's not going to work. It's not going to work. She has married before. You don't know what experience she has got or she got from her previous marriage before coming into your one or before meeting you. So your desires are not the same. Your desires are completely different. What you are looking for is not what she's looking for. She's looking for sex. Somebody to satisfy her in bed. Somebody to satisfy her in bed. So the sex was there, but she wasn't satisfied. She wasn't satisfied with the sex. So it becomes apparent that all she wanted from him is sex. And that's the main reason why she arranged for his document and brought him into the United Kingdom. So she went in her own English. She traveled to go and get what she wanted from abroad, which at the end of the day, in my calculation, it doesn't tally. It doesn't tally. The young guy has not got married before. The age gap between them is about 16, 15 years. About around 16, 15 is the age difference between them. So they have traveled to wide and, to go and try the issue of having child for him. But he's not, in my experience, she's not doing it. She's not doing it. She just took you out to go and have sex with you in another country to go and enjoy. She knew she cannot have that child. She knew it is impossible. Because when a woman is age of 54 and you still asking her to come and go through IVF, in rare cases it succeeds. In rare cases, the moment they climb certain age, IVF doesn't go through anymore properly unless there is surgery like implants or whatever they want to, you want to talk about. But in a nutshell, IVF doesn't really work when a woman reaches a certain age. Don't forget the menopause is also there. So she's enjoying her sex, and that's what she wanted. But because she cannot get that sex from the guy anymore, it becomes a big issue between the parties. So throwing shades at him, throwing shades at him, telling him to leave the house, insulting him in the presence of our daughter, our children, treating him as if he wasn't born from a woman's womb, sending him on errand, useless him in the end anyway. And then at the end of the day, she basically asked him to leave the house for her because she could not get the sex she wanted anymore. The guy's sex urge has gone bad because of the way he's being treated, and he realized that, I'm only being using for sex. Overheard the lady's conversation with her friends online saying that, how's your toy boy treating you? How are you getting on? It's made him lose that interest in sex. So to the extent that he has to go and see specialists to find out exactly why his spirit in having sex has gone down drastically. Now, the thing you need to note here is that, the thing you have to understand here is that the sex, it was, the sex, to have sex with somebody, you have to have interest. To have sex with someone, you have to like that person or love that person, and there has to be a kind of mutual relationship, understanding between two parties. When that is missing, then there is more likely for you not to get what you want. There is evidence that you're not going to be able to get what you wanted in that realm. So the point here is that he has not been thrown out of the house. He's been asked to leave the house because she doesn't get the amount of sex she wanted. It's not that he's not serving her. He did serve her, and he did give her the amount of sex he think he can give her, but she wasn't satisfied. She wasn't satisfied. And then at the end of the day, somebody is telling me that my friend is going through that at the moment or so. I can't read that properly from the YouTube, So, as we speak now, she has reported him to the Home Office, and she has asked him to leave the house, and everything has gone gaga. So they have lived separately. They are now living separately. The problem I have with the guy is that he did not take legal advice on time. He kept it to himself. He's thinking about what people will say. He's thinking about what people will say if I tell people that I'm going through this kind of situation with a woman, So it's like one of them is faster than the other in the game of what they did to themselves. Now, the Home Office has now curtailed the leave. The Home Office has now curtailed. Curtail means that they have cut the leave from continue. Curtailed. You can see the way curtail, cut. So you use the first three words, C-U-T, curtail. So the leave has been curtailed, which means that it has been stopped. It has been cut. So the Home Office has cut it to the minutes that he's now left. The guy is now left with only possibly 3 months as we speak. The guy is only left with 3 months leave, which means that he needs to pack and leave the United Kingdom before that 3 months they gave him expired, or he varied his visa to another leave to remain that will be successful. Now, to vary his visa to another leave to remain that will be successful is going to be impossible at this particular stage. One, he's now is not a victim anymore. He's now a defendant because he did not report the matter to the Home Office before the lady reported it. He did not have any evidence with the police, and he did not report to the men refugee camp. So he's now a defendant. He's not a victim anymore. Secondly, on the curtailment of leave, there is no right of appeal and no review other than for him to just vary his status. Now, there is no way he's going to vary his status and meet the requirements within the short period they gave him, August perhaps or July. I am not too sure which of those, so I won't disclose everything in detail. So the situation here is that had he had reported the matter to the Home Office and report to the police, the domestic violence concessionary period will have come into being. They will have taken the leave off and give him 3 months with evidence and give him 3 months. That 3 months will have access him to the public funds. He will have given him access to the public funds and do whatever you want to like inside public funds. And then before the end of the 3 months, he will have applied to the DV duty officer, domestic violence duty officer at the Home Office, applied to them and asked for indefinite leave to remain. So you can see that he has made a losses because he didn't have clue. Now, the whole idea of me in a limelight in a public arena like this is to ensure that you have the right information at the right time. If you don't have the right information at the right time, it basically means that somebody somehow will be out of status, and that's going to be you, that you didn't report the matter. Now, if you see now, because she's not getting sex the way she wanted it, and that's the reason why he's got that emotional that abuse. That guy got that abuse, and it's the reason why the guy was sent out of the house. Because do you want to call me back? Because I'm actually on a live chat now.
Oh, are you with another client? Sorry, I'm just calling for Tahir Mahmood. If you've heard anything.
Now I'm on a live chat at the moment. So it's now obvious that relationship is not going to anywhere anymore because he's been forced to leave the house. The lady's children are treating him less as if he's Mr. Nobody. They don't want to hear about him. So if you don't speak out when you are in a situation like this, you are going to be the assailant, the defendant. You are not going to be a victim. A victim is the person that receives assistance, that receives help. When you are not a victim, you are not going to receive help. You are not going to receive assistance. So it is really, really bad. It is really, really bad out there. So don't even ever think that it is only women going through domestic abuse, emotional abuse. No, not at all. No, not at all. But it could be either. It could be either. I have a lot of evidence, I have a lot of talk, I have a lot of things, but I just want to put it out to you that if you are a man and you are in the same situation, in the same position, going through emotional abuse in the hands of a woman because she brought you into the United Kingdom on a spouse visa and she's threatening you just because you're not giving her enough money she wanted. She wants to turn you to a tomboy. She wants to turn you to a sex slave. She wants to turn you to anything you are thinking of. I suggest now that you should speak out. My number is on 07908 628 240. Don't just say you are work alone, because without your visa, you will not be able to work in the United Kingdom. So I just hope that every one of you that's out there listening to me can just act before it is too late. If the lady managed to report you to the authority, you are in trouble. The same thing to women that are going through the same situation. Speak out. I have a lady that told me that She had a good job in Nigeria. She was doing very well. And this Pepe Yoyo man came from United Kingdom to Nigeria to come and get her. Married to her, things was going good, and then only for the man to brought her into the United Kingdom and start maltreating her because she cannot have a child, and then start bringing in different women into the house and even asking her to babysit the children he had outside that marriage. Is an insult to the core. It's an insult. So it is both ways. It is not just one-sided. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are a man or a woman but men doesn't want to speak out, speak out, because you are going to lose out. And for ladies that are keeping it and say, I don't want their family, his family to think that he brought me to UK. Hey, stop it. Because at the end of the day, you are going to be without anything. That's the point you need to understand. At the end of the day, if he fails to assist you in your renewal of leave to remain, you are going to get stuck. Ladies will tell me that they have a good job in Nigeria, things was going well for them. You know, life sometimes it turns the other way. You have to turn it as well. But the point I want you to understand is that if it's not working well for you, you are being maltreated, he abandoned you or she abandoned you, whether you are male or female, speak out. Otherwise, you hold your peace. If you don't speak out before things get out of hand, then you hold your peace. But I can assure you that the opportunity for you to renew, it is not just because you are a man or a woman. It is because the government wants to assist you. It is because the government knows that you are vulnerable because the other person, which is the partner, has a upper hand. You know, if your partner has upper hand against you, then it basically means that he's going to use it against you. He will use that upper hand against you. In that realm, I urge you, I advise you, I plead to you, speak out. According to the Home Office guidance, you need to speak out. You understand? You need to speak out. If you don't speak out, it's a problem. Because the concession is that you will be granted 3 months leave outside the immigration rule. And a condition code that does not restrict you to access public funds will also be attached. So you will be able to access public funds during the period you were given 3 months. Before the 3 months runs out, you will then now move ahead and apply for indefinite leave to remain. So you can see it is open for migrants in other routes to apply for leave to remain in the UK on the basis of their family life as a partner, parent, or dependent child, or on the basis of their private life in the UK by submitting an FLR-FP. So if you have submitted FLR-FP in the past and you are going through domestic violence, change your status. Change your status under another category, immigration category, by submitting, if you have submitted another category before, on humanitarian, outside the rules or anything, it is open for migrants in other route. So the concession is now applies to either those who were first granted leave to enter or remain in the UK as the spouse, or married partner of a British citizen, other than as a partner of a person in the UK with limited, other than as a partner. So you can see that if you are a partner of a person in the UK with limited leave, you might struggle. Appendix M might go against you. So you really need to understand how it works. It's basically for those who were first granted, so those who came in, basically. But if you are given under FM, Appendix FM of immigration rules, there is a bit of a concern in that language, which I'm not going to give everything out on the timeline here. But ladies and gentlemen, speak out if you are going through domestic violence, emotional abuse, financial abuse. It is still categorized under DV. You understand? Because a lot of people don't know how it works. And that's the whole idea of me coming out, to tell you, speak out before it is too late. My name has not changed, Leah Tokunbo Lagbaye. I'm on 0208 309 8808. 0208 309 8808. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me this afternoon. To my large fans on Facebook is my large handler, almost 47,000 plus. So I want to say thank you to you. For those little of you that come out at this time to listen to me, thank you. And to those on YouTube at the moment following me bumper to bumper, I say thank you. I better go back into work now and continue doing what I enjoy doing most. On how to regularize your status, that's what Okunbo Lagbaye is for. Assisting you, in terms of what is the right tools to use in when it comes to putting your application to the Secretary of State for the Home Department in the United Kingdom. So I will assist you, I will advise you, I will represent you in the courts of law. I am not just somebody who opened a kiosk on putting paper to the Home Office. I am a solicitor, and that's how it's going to be. I won't take calls on this matter because there is no time to listen to calls for now. I need to go back to work. Thank you. Bye for now.